an excerpt from a freshman honors English class in Stonebridge. She's a hoe, just like her sister. Every dude on the courts.
Huh? I'm wearing a suit, which means I just came back from graduation, which means, ladies and gentlemen, I am officially a lawyer. But first, I had to take the bar exam. Unfortunately, it has come to my attention that the American Bar Association is going woke. In today's video, we covered the wokeness of the American Bar Association, the banning of more advanced courses in the name of equity, of course, and disturbing changes to high school literature, from Shakespeare to porn. Seriously. Before we get to the wokeness of the Bar Association, I want to show you the juicy stuff, the weird stuff, the disturbing stuff. In London County, one of the richest counties in the nation, there's a war going on. A war between woke school board and woke teachers against rightfully concerned parents. For example, in the video I'm about to show you, there's a teacher complaining about the book To Kill a Mockingbird being racist. In reality, To Kill a Mockingbird teaches us about how racism is bad. I remember reading it in middle school, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But this lady, she ain't so bright. Check it out.
It's funny how they are so afraid of their children seeing another view of sexuality, gender, or religion. If you want to talk about books that are assigned, let's read To Kill a Mockingbird together. If you aren't willing to consider the racial trauma this assigned book causes black children with its white saviorism, then you have no business discussing any books.
That was dumb, but it wasn't sickening. You want to get to the sickening stuff? Of course you do. This is the internet, is it not? Prepare to hear what high school literature sounds like today.
Jasper wasn't even my boyfriend, just this dude I did some hacking with once in a while. He was pretty basic library systems, low security. Not in my league at all, but he had a big and sometimes a girl just needs a big.
Her top lip curled up. Wait a minute, is that what's really going on? She did your homework and you ate her. Is that why you're crying?
It's okay. It's cool. This is what girls do at parties. I told myself and kept dancing with the boy. I couldn't see the alcohol making my waist wind faster. If this is inappropriate for me to read to you, this is inappropriate for our children.
How much did the billion-dollar porn industry contribute to LCPS? My question is now, are you going to use the whole language approach to coincide with this vile reading and teach pole dancing in PE?
I'm going to read an excerpt from a freshman honors English class in Stonebridge. She's a hoe, just like her sister. Every dude on the courts. It's time for LCPS to get their acts in their house in order. The curtain has been pulled back, and people can now see the deficient leadership that's been in this county. My 5-year-old is being peddled transgender books in her library. Teenagers are being served pornography under the guise of young adult literature. Do something. Be a leader. Because if you know what, the citizens of this county deserve better. And if you're not willing to do it...
Can you please cover your nose with your mouth?
You're all vaccinated. What the freak? Give me 10 seconds back. Give me 10 seconds back.
Sir, you know the rules. Thank you.
I was sickened by all of that. But when they told the guy to put the mask over his nose and then cut the mic, that pissed me though off. These people are not just crazy, they're on a power trip. Across the country, in California, the powers that be are seeking to end all advanced math courses. Why? Because 32% of the advanced students are Asian, and that's just not equitable. I mean, let's be honest. If anyone's a victim of systematic racism in America, it's Asians. Schools, universities, they're discriminating against Asians. It's disgusting. So now, California decided to dumb everybody down because it's easier to dumb everybody down in the name of equity than to rise everybody up in the name of equity. And this is why equity and communism or Marxism is bad. Because they tell you, oh, we will all rise. No, we will all lower. It's not good. It's not good. White House mouthpiece and fellow ginger, Jen Psaki, thinks teaching critical theory in schools, it's a good idea, even if it means dumbing down the classes. Because teaching kids about systematic racism in the United States is responsible, even though systematic racism is no more, unless you're Asian, of course. Check it out.
Without much detail of where he thinks our youth are being indoctrinated, it sounds very mysterious and dangerous. Although I don't think we believe that educating the youth and the future leaders of the country on systemic racism is indoctrination. That's actually responsible.
It really is concerning how we're dumbing down our schools and therefore our kids. We should take a look at France, for example, who have just banned gender-neutral words in schools. And for those of you saying, yeah, but French is a gender language, so they can't have gender-neutral words. Wrong. You see, my homeland, Argentina, we speak Spanish there. And guess what? The woke are taking over, and now they're using non-gendered language. It's crazy. And guess what? Spanish, like French, is a gendered language. But now I want to show you about the wokeness of the Bar Association. It's not full-blown, but I fear it might be getting there. But in order to do that, I gotta get small. So this is the American Bar Association's website. And as you can see from the wonderful title, it's gonna get interesting. A lesson on critical race theory by Janelle George, or Chanel George, or Janelle George. It doesn't matter, because she's woke, so she's crazy. And I won't read you everything because it's long. Here they say, President Trump was a very, very bad guy because he banned critical race theory, which is one of the best things he did. And of course, Executive Order took that out. Here's what I want to show you. The principles of critical race theory. While recognizing the evolving and malleable nature of critical race theory, scholar Kiara Bridges outlines a few key tenets of critical race theory, including recognition that race is not biologically real, but is a socially constructed. These are supposed to be educated people. They start off with saying that race is not biologically real. Are you out of your minds? Are you out of your minds? It's not real. What? Everything that defines your physical attributes is real. That's why I have red hair, and that's why my hair is receding. Biology is real. Love of Mithras. Acknowledgement that racism is a normal feature of society and is embedded within systems and institutions, like the legal system, and that replicate racial inequality. No, it is not normal. First of all, it used to be normal, and it is not embedded in systems and institutions. It just is not anymore. Unless, of course, you're Harvard and you're basically banning Asians from applying to your school. No, they can apply, they can pay the application fee, of course. Rejection of popular understandings about racism, such as arguments that confine racism to a few bad apples. This is the police argument, where a police officer kills someone and he is in the wrong. People say, hey, it doesn't mean it's the police. Don't defund the police. It's a few bad apples. And that is the truth. But no, critical race theory will have you believe otherwise. Defund the police. There are no such things as a few bad apples. The whole orchard is rotten. Recognition of the relevance of people's everyday lives to scholarship. This includes embracing the lived experience of people of color, including those preserved through storytelling, and rejecting and blah, blah, blah. No, fake news. Embracing lived experiences of people of color, of people of red hair, it doesn't matter. It's wrong. There is something called objective reality, and we need it to survive as a society. You can have your lived experience. Sure, we can hear you out, but it doesn't matter in the big picture. The objective reality is what matters, not what you perceive. Okay? Sorry. Now don't worry, I won't bore you with all of this. I won't, even though here at one part there's a call to action for lawyers, which it's disturbing to me. Critical race theory and the call to action for civil rights lawyers. This is where I come in. I'll be fighting all these crazy motherfuckers in court. Fortunately, Ron DeSantis has banned all this from the state, so maybe I won't have many fights in this one. Check this one out. We're still with the American Bar Association. How you start is how you finish. The slave patrol and Jim Crow origins of policing. I did a video on this, I think last week, on the origins of policing. It has nothing to do with the slavery. But hey, let's go down the fake news rabbit hole. Slave patrols, the militias of the Second Amendment. Ah, I see where this is going. Guns are racist. The more commonly known history, the one most college students will hear about an introduction to criminal justice course, is that American policing can trace its roots back to English policing. It's true. It's true that centralized municipal police departments in America began to form in the early 19th century, beginning in Boston and subsequently establishing New York, Albany, New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, blah, blah, blah. As written by Professor Gary Potter of Eastern Kentucky University, by the late 19th century, all major American cities had a police force. This is the history that doesn't make us feel bad. This is the true history. You said it here at the beginning. It's true that centralized police departments began copying the English. You said it yourself. But no. Oh, here they say it again. While the narrative is correct, it only tells part of the story. Policing in southern slaveholding states followed a different trajectory. Nope. One has roots in slave patrols of the 17th and 18th, one we go back to the 15th century. Because it doesn't matter. The police of today are modeled after the police of England of the 19th century. There's something else here I wanted to show you. The first deaths in America of black men at the hands of law enforcement can be traced back as early as 1619, the 1619 Project, of course, when the first slave ship, a Dutch, fucking, it's not even America. He was a Dutch guy. This didn't exist as America. What are you talking about? Jesus Christ. Enough with the bar association. Out of the 3 topics that we covered today, frankly, I don't know which one is worse, which one is scary, and which one will have worse consequences. Dumbing down our schools, taking away math classes, advanced math classes. We're not going to have any scientists or engineers or astronauts in the future. They're all going to be dumb. What about our English courses? Instead of reading classical Shakespeare, which, frankly, I don't think they should be reading that at school. It's not good. What is it teaching you about? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. About porn? Erotic fiction? Are you out of your mind? You're shaping kids' brains. My goodness. And then the legal system's going woke. If the legal system goes woke, we're done. Thank God we have some strong-minded judges and lawyers. So, like, subscribe, hit me up with your comments down below. Share, that really helps the channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time.